What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Listen, I love a good tier list. Nothing gets my blood pumping like arguing over some opinionated letter grades for your favorite mains. However, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're the top of S tier if you can never play your damn hero. And so today I thought we'd go ahead and look at the ban report for Season 2, looking at the top 10 most banned heroes across the board, looking at the overall bans, and then going rank by rank from gold all the way up to one above all. And I'm telling you guys, I think you're going to be surprised at some of these results. Let's jump in. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into the overall bans. And, well, speaking of bans, hello, I'm back. Have you ever tried banning the real villain in your life? The random subscriptions, the $6.99 nothing burgers that are offering literally nothing, but you're paying them each and every month? Okay, bro, you're right. Honestly, guys, he's right. But I feel like I need a high rank in menu navigation. It's so hard to find those things, man. Dude, right? Like, we finally agree on. I'm telling you, you're like 8 clicks deep, and then all of a sudden they're asking you for your star sign and like your birthstone or riddle, none of which I can answer. They make it so difficult, but that's why we use today's video sponsor, Rocket Money. An all-in-one personal finance app that helps you manage your money, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and it can even help lower potentially your bills by auto-negotiating for you. Crazy stuff. Now, how do you get this process going with Rocket Money? Glad you asked. All you have to do is connect Rocket Money to your bank account, and then bam, you get a visual representation of all the stuff that you might be spending your money on that you don't even know, and you can even click into it, and Rocket Money may even help you cancel it from there. The bills thing kind of blew my mind. Maybe you're spending too much money on bills, where Rocket Money can help negotiate those lower and get you more money for your pocket to spend it on whatever you spend your money on. My friends, I urge you, take control of your finances today by visiting rocketmoney.com/cozyrivals, or you can just go right down to the description, click the link down there, and from there, you can download for free. Or if you want even more tools and access, you can check out the premium version. Want to give another thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the content. Now, guys, as I said before, I love bans because I feel like they tell a little bit of a story, right? Like, who I ban is going to be much different than who you might ban. For instance, I go in, I don't want to deal with Groot. I don't want to deal with Gamma Squids. But some people ban for, let's say, the hero they're playing personally, right? If you're a Human Torch, you want to ban Hela, and so on and so forth. And then you have the extra special, and oh, damn, I hate these people. The ones that ban, let's say, the hero that somebody on your team selected. Because why not just stir up a little bit of chaos before you guys even load into the game? I don't know if you guys run across that. I feel like I do all the time. But with that being said, it's cool to look across the board, rank by rank, and see how much people respect certain heroes, right? Hela ban is definitely different in gold than it is all the way up in, let's say, Grandmaster or one above all. But we're going to go ahead and start with the low, go to the high, and we kick things off in gold. All right, so we start things off, guys, in the lowest rank that you can ban heroes, and the first time ever is in gold rank. Obviously, it was in diamond starting in Season 1, and in Season 2, we start in gold. Now, gold rank, guys, pretty much half of the games are going to have 2 heroes banned most of the time. So the number 1 ban hero at this rank is going to be Groot at a 42.86%. And then we have Spider-Man coming in at a 41.67. After those two, you get a little bit of a fall off. So those are kind of the anchor bans, as I like to call them. And then we have our next most popular ban. I think we're going to see this as we climb up the ranks. But the Hulk obviously shutting down the Gamma synergy, not only to Iron Man, but to Namor and his new squids. If that's not enough, we have a 15% jump down to the 4th most ban, and that is going to be to Namor himself. So sometimes if, Hulk is not enough, or if they don't want to ban Hulk, they just go for, the King of the Sea. Now, Iron Fist, definitely a newcomer to the bans here. He was probably one of the most low-rated bans in Season 1 and in Season 0, but up to almost a 10%, coming in at number 5 down here in gold. And then Human Torch and Wolverine closing out the 6 and 7. I think we're going to see those go up the higher ranks we go. And then often kind of our flex spots that we'll see as we jump rank to rank. We have Black Panther, the new Emma Frost, and Hela. So these are obviously the most common bans that you're going to run across. Typically the top 5 are the ones that really represent the rank, and then I like throwing in the rest of them just to see the subtle differences. But we are going to see a lot of the same heroes as we go rank to rank, because you're low rank, you kind of follow what the high ranks are going to do. Now we jump up 1 tier up to platinum, and some interesting changes here. First of all, Groot is going to stay at the very top, and he's actually going to go up 2%, almost 45% of the time, Groot is going to be banned, but jumping from 41% down to 33% is going to be Spider-Man. So not nearly as frequent of Spider-Man bans at Platinum. And well, the result of that is kind of more of a spread-based ban all the way down to number 6 at Namor. So, you know, Hulk is still going to hold that number 3 spot. Now, Iron Fist is jumping up to number 4 because of, you know, obviously the players are getting better, and he went from 9% down in gold up to nearly 16.5% here in Platinum. Human Torch is jumping up 5%. Namor bans are a little less common because I think Hulk is the one they're going to target for that team up. And then Emma Frost rising up to number 7. We don't have any newcomers here, just some swap of places. Love that Black Panther is still in the top 10, even though people call him the Tickle Monster. They say he's not a great hero. People hate him, man. People do not want to deal with a good Black Panther. Nothing's more annoying than a King of Wakanda that is carrying the entire game. Now we jump up to Diamond and we get even more changes. This is the first rank that you could ban in Season 1. Now in Season 2, we're a couple ranks up, and yep, you guessed it, Groot is taking over that number 1 spot yet again, going down slightly in percentage. But we have a new number 2, Spider-Man dropping significantly, and Iron Fist going up to nearly 30%, double what he was in Platinum and about 20 plus that he was in Gold. Hulk is still just staying right at home at the number 3 most banned hero, and then Human Torch taking over at 24% in 4th place. Now just 2 ranks up, pretty crazy, but Spider-Man bans are cut in half at this point. Again, people ban Spider-Man because they don't want to deal with a bad one on their team and, you know, lower the rank. More chance you have a Smurf account down there, and or people just don't know how to deal with him as well. So Spider-Man at number 5, Hela at number 6, jumping up in some ranks as well as we continue to move up the ladder in rank. Hela is rising up in the ban charts. Emma Frost now at 8% as well. And then we end off with Namor, Wolverine, and then the newcomer is going to be Loki at number 10. Finally, a Diamond. Black Panther is going to be dropped off. So something interesting I can say, if you guys do go back to the last time we did this video, we definitely have way different margins here of banning. Typically, like the top 3, maybe 4 carried the significant load, and now it's a bit more spread out down to almost even the top 6, even 7. Now, moving right along, we got a brand new rank and a brand new number 1 banned hero. Iron Fist at Grandmaster is the number 1 banned hero within the game at 35, nearly 36%. Yep, going from 9% at gold all the way up to 35, nearly 36. He takes over the new number 1, pushing down Groot to 34%, nearly a 7% decrease that we saw in Diamond. And then the Hulk, guys, has finally kicked off his top 3 podium. He's going down to number 4 because Human Torch will be taking not only his number 3 spot, but also a 33% ban rate to go with it. Now, following that exact same trend, we do have Spider-Man slowly going down in ban, down to 16% at this point. Ella staying at number 6. Number 7 going to Emma Frost at now a slight increase at 9%, which is, again, just cool to see one of the brand new heroes in the game. People already don't want to deal with her. And then we close things off with Namor, the newcomer, Captain America, which is going to be at 4.6%. Again, the changes just happened today. Going to be curious if we continue to see that, but definitely the first season of any kind that we've seen Captain America even get anything worth considering of a ban. And then number 10, yet again, we do have Loki, who last season got a lot more bans towards the end of the season. Now, because it's a new season, guys, typically I would separate Celestial, Eternity, and then One Above All, but most of the top end players are within these ranks, top 500. So these are all combined together, and not too much change from what we just saw. The only big difference, number 1 is still going to be Iron Fist. Number 2 is now Human Torch taking over Groot's spot, and Groot going down to the number 3 most banned hero at the best of the best ranks. Hulk staying at number 4 still, Spider-Man staying at number 5, but now we have Psylocke coming in at number 7. But as I said, guys, before, the difference between bans here, I mean, I'm talking like last time it was like maybe 2-3% towards the 10, 9, 8, and now we have even at number 7 nearly 10% of bans belonging to Psylocke. Now at the highest elo and top ranks, guys, we see Loki drop off as well as Namor, but you do have kind of the same familiar faces with a couple newcomers each and every ban as you continue to climb. Which takes us, guys, to the overall ban list. Now, typically I'll wait probably till about the midpoint of the season. I do feel like the meta has settled a good amount. Obviously, we're going to get some changes, probably a dash more Winter Soldier after what we just saw in the patch notes. But coming in at number 10, we do still have Black Panther at 3% of the overall bans. Obviously, the amount of players in low elo is higher, so Black Panther is going to get his spot at 3.84%, which takes us to number 9, and that is Wolverine. Again, a huge spike down compared to last season. Wolverine was in the top 3 consistently as that anti-tank hero. Now all the way down at number 9 with only a 5.56% change. This has to do with Emma Frost. This has to do with Magneto and the Thing, but also with the changes they made to Wolverine, feeling just a little worse than he did in the prior season. Now going to number 8, we have Emma Frost, the brand new hero. People, man, that diamond form, absolutely crazy. There's some people that don't want to deal with it. And for a while, I think a lot of this has to do with people going into rank immediately and picking the new hero. And some people just didn't want to deal with her on the team because those players maybe didn't know what they were doing. She's down here at 6.42%. Jumping up to number 7, we've got Hela, who was not all that much outside of the top ranks in Season 1 and Season 0 bans, but she's at 6.57%. Namor's coming in at number 6 at 10.40%. And then we've got at number 5, Human Torch. Now, love to see Human Torch decide nearly 18%. You know, I said this in the tier list. It kind of remains the same here. People don't look up, and a torch can just punish players, but also you have to rely a ton on your DPS to take care of Human Torch. Great for domination, great for payload maps, and just zoning out and putting constant DPS and pressure. And tanks don't have a lot of ways to deal with somebody flying and dealing that much damage. So Torch is just a menace right now, and people are feeling the heat, man. So he's down, or he's over here at number 5. Number 4, Iron Fist, obviously the big jump. He's kind of taken over Wolverine's ban as that anti-tank, but also anti-squishy in a lot of ways. Character, obviously, we just put him in S tier in the latest tier list. Very good hero, man. This guy, with his new cooldown to his kick, is able to get in, get the kill, get out, rely on himself with meditations to keep his health up. Stupid good hero. People don't want to deal with him. Number 3 is the Hulk. Obviously, you know, you get Doctor Strange out of the team up. Namor in it. More bans for the Hulk. If you like to play the Hulk, it's tough because you're banned all the time for the team ups. 30% though. 1 in every 3 games. That overall, looking at all the ranks, Hulk is going to be out of those games. Nearly close to the Hulk, but coming in at number 2 is Spider-Man with just about 0.6% higher than him. And then at number 1, the most banned hero, and this should come to no surprise, is going to be Groot. Groot is the biggest difference maker. Surprised to see so much Groot bans at low elo because he's just not played to the same level, and it's not being banned for the same reasons, right? Like a great Groot player blocking off heals and having that zoning presence to carry a game. You're not going to see so much at the lower bans, but it doesn't matter. He's still at number 1. Is the Ironwood wall change that we saw in today's patch and the nerf to his overall survivability going to take down this ban rate? Probably not. I think he's still going to be one of the most banned heroes. Either way, guys, I think it's fun to look at all the bans and take a look at what we're seeing out there in the meta. And I like stats. I like looking at the data. It's good for me too because I'll be casting a lot more come season 2. So checking all this out is always a good time. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to let me know by subscribing down below. And as always, till the next one, happy rifling.